Good morning, class. We are back again with the same topic which we were discussing yesterday. The process was called the light dependent reaction, in which we started a kind of a chemical reaction in which electrons were transporting, or they were transferred from one place to another place, or you can simply call they were transferred between these complexes. The main purpose or the main thing that will happen during the light dependent reactions are the two. The first one is called the electron transfer chain or the electron transport chain. The second thing is called the formation of the ATP, because in this chemical reaction we are converting solar energy into chemical energy, and the chemical energy is called ATP and NADPH. As both of these are called energy carrier molecules or electron carrier molecules, so basically these two are to be synthesized during this chemical reaction, which is called the light dependent reaction. We started with the PS2 and PS1. They both absorb sunlight at the same time. From both of them, the two electrons they excited at the same time. So if you can see the movement of my hands, the emission of electrons from both of these photosystems, they started at the same time, means electrons elevated at the same time from this PS and from this PS as well. So the electrons from PS2 they came through plastoquinone, cytochrome B, plastocyanin to PS1, and the electrons of PS1 they are given to ferredoxin, then to NADP reductase, because this is an enzymatic complex which will produce a kind of a energy carrier molecule which is called NADPH. So we saw that how NADPH was made by giving electrons from the PS1 to ferredoxin and then finally to NADP plus, along with the two protons that came from the stroma. They both were given to NADP plus, and those two hydrogen atoms, how the two hydrogen atoms were made, the two electrons of this PS and the two protons from the stroma, when they combined together they formed the two hydrogen atoms. So those two hydrogens they are given to NADP plus to reduce NADP plus, because this whole chemical reaction is the name of oxidation and reduction. If you can see, this was oxidized and this was reduced, because reduction means the gain of electron. So PS2 oxidized, it reduced electron acceptor 500. Then it oxidized means it released electron, it gave electron to plastoquinone. Plastoquinone, it oxidized, it gave electron to cytochrome. So this is called one molecule is going to be oxidized and another molecule is going to be reduced. So we saw that electrons they moved from PS2, they came to PS1. The electrons of PS1 they went to electron acceptor, then they went to NADP plus. Why they went? Because they had to reduce NADP plus into NADPH. So this was called the first part of the light dependent reaction. Now let's now let's discuss the second part of this light dependent reaction, in which we will produce ATP, because I have highlighted these two molecules. These are the two the light dependent reaction, means they are to be synthesized during this light dependent reaction. So now let's discuss how ATP is made. If you remember, this is called water splitting enzyme complex, in which water is oxidized. If you will ask from where this water is coming, so this water is coming through the xylem, and the xylem is going to give that water into the mesophyll cells. In mesophyll cells, that water will enter in the chloroplast, and in chloroplast it will go to this complex which is known as water splitting complex. Now, if you split or if you break a molecule of a water, it will give two hydrogen atoms and half of molecular oxygen. From these two hydrogen atoms, the two electrons, they are given to the PS2, because we said in our previous videos, in the reactant in the reactants of photosynthesis, the reactant water, we discussed that why water is used. We discussed water is oxidized, means water will lose its electron. First of all, it will broken into two hydrogen atom and half oxygen. These two hydrogen, they will lose two electrons, and those two electrons will be given to this chlorophyll A molecule of this PS2. Please remember, these chlorophyll, they didn't lose their electrons, but this was the reaction center chlorophyll A molecule. It lost its two electrons. Those two electrons, they were given to the PS1, because PS1 also lost its electron at the same time. When it lost, there is a kind of difference between PS2 and PS1. One of them is of their wavelength. It works on 680. This is a kind of a difference. Another difference is that it do not possess any kind of water splitting complex. Why it possesses water splitting complex? Because water is oxidized over here. Water will give its two electrons, and those two electrons will be given to this reaction center to compensate the loss of electron of this reaction center. Now, what will remain? The two protons. The two protons of what? The two protons which came from the two atoms of hydrogen. Now, the two protons of the hydrogen atom, the two protons which were pumped from stroma by the moving of electron, these two protons, they will also be given in the lumen, or you can call it as a thylakoid space. This is called lumen or thylakoid space. So the two protons from water and the two protons from the stroma, they will gather over here. So this will be called the four protons. And if you remember, the reduction of NADP into NADPH we discussed in chapter number 2 of first year biological molecules, when we were discussing mononucleoside or the mononucleotide. At that time we discussed we give two hydrogen atoms. As we saw, these two hydrogen, these are the two protons and these are the two electrons. When they combine, the two hydrogen atom, they are given to NADP plus. But NADP, it will use among of those two hydrogen atoms only the two electrons and one proton. It means one proton will left over here, and this one proton is given here. So together it will form the 5 proton from the one water molecule. I repeat here again, one water molecule will be oxidized to give the 2 electrons to this reaction center. From that one water molecule, there will be 2 protons. The 2 protons, they are coming from the stroma, because we named this process as electron transport chain. So electrons, they are to be transferred, and protons, they are to be accumulated in the lumen, or simply it's called thylakoid space. One proton, from where it is coming? It is coming from this NADP reductase. So together, this will call the accumulation of 5 protons in the lumen or in the thylakoid space. Now, if you look at this half oxygen, so half oxygen will not be used by any of the living organism until it is not made as complete oxygen. So, you will make here, in the water splitting complex, there are 2 water molecules, they are splitted, and if from one water molecule 5 protons are pumped or 5 protons are accumulated in the lumen, then from the 2 water molecules this quantity will get double, and it will be 10 protons. So here there will be accumulation of 10 protons in the thylakoid space or in the lumen. So this is how you will accumulate, or this is how a plant accumulates the protons inside its thylakoid space or inside its lumen. Now, if one water molecule were oxidized and the 2 electrons, they were moving from PS2 to PS1, and from PS1 to NADP reductase, it was making 1 NADPH. I repeat, 1 NADPH is made when one water molecule is oxidized. These 2 electrons will yield the production of 1 NADPH, and if you are oxidizing the 2 water molecules, then this will be called double. And from those 2 water molecules, there will be accumulation of 10 protons. The 2 protons from one water molecule, and the 2 protons again from one water molecule. The 2 protons, when the 2 electrons they move from PS2 to PS1, again the 2 protons they will be pulled from stroma into the thylakoid space, when another 2 electrons will move, and one proton they are yielding from this. So this will be accumulation which is called 10 proton. Now there will be a process called the Keen osmosis. If you remember the definition of the osmosis, it is called the movement of the molecules from the region of a higher concentration to the region of lower concentration across a plasma membrane. Please remember, this is called a plasma membrane because it is made up of phospholipids and the proteins. In osmosis, there is a clear distinction of the movement of water molecules. Here, you are not looking any kind of water molecules. They are moving from stroma to lumen. They are called protons. So, this osmosis, because why we are calling this as an osmosis? Because molecules, ions, they are moving from a region of a higher concentration to a region of lower concentration across a plasma membrane. For that reason, we are giving this as a name of Keen osmosis. I repeat, Keen means chemical. So it's a chemical. It is moving from its a higher concentration to its lower concentration. So due to the Keen osmosis, ATP will be made. Now, this space is also called stroma. This space is also called stroma. If you can see, this is stroma and this is also stroma. Now, these 10 protons will try to move out of this lumen into the stroma, because proton ions, they live at this place. So, they will move from this lumen to this stroma by this ATP synthase. the 10 proton, they will move from this lumen or this thylakoid space through ATP synthase, and they will yield the 3 ATPs, because one ATP is synthesized from 3 protons. Please remember, here there are 10 protons from the 2 water molecules. The 2 water molecules, they were oxidized. Why the 2 molecules they were oxidized? To yield this as a complete oxygen, not the half oxygen, because half molecular oxygen will not be used by any of the living organism. For that reason, we will make this oxygen as a complete oxygen, and for complete oxygen we will oxidize, or a plant oxidize, the 2 water molecules. So this is called electron transfer chain as well, and this is called formation of ATP as well by heme osmosis. I repeat, this process called light dependent reaction is a name of 2 things. Is a name of moving electrons from PS2 to PS1 and from PS1 to NADP reductase. Why these electrons they are moving from one place to another place? So because sunlight, it excited the electrons of these both photosystems at the same time. This caused the elevation of electrons, and those electrons they were taken up by the electron acceptor molecules, and these electron acceptor molecules delivered those excited electrons to mobile electron carriers. So the electrons they were moving from PS2 to PS1, and then from PS1 to NADP reductase for the sake of synthesizing NADPH. Now, if you will have a question why the ATP and NADPH are made, so these 2 energy carrier molecules will start another reaction of photosynthesis called dark reaction or the light independent reaction. So light dependent reaction is initiated or it is started through the sunlight, but the dark reaction it does not require any sunlight, but it is called a chemical reaction. Obviously it will require a kind of a chemical energy. So to produce this chemical energy, to produce these 2 molecules, the light reaction goes on. So electrons are transferred from PS2 to PS1 and PS1 to NADP reductase to synthesize NADPH. And ATP is synthesized by the movement of electrons, and when electron moves from one place to another place, it causes an accumulation of protons from stroma into the thylakoid space or into the luminal space of thylakoid. So ATP is synthesized by the accumulation of protons, because at a time at this place the concentration of H plus ions get higher as compared to this region. So nature always try to balance the molecules at the 2 different places, and this process is called diffusion. But here we will not name this as a diffusion, because this is called the movement of ions from the higher concentration to lower concentration across a plasma membrane. So across a plasma membrane is called osmosis, and it is I am saying again it is used for the water molecule, but here there is a plasma membrane and the movement of chemicals. So this is called chemosmosis. So due to chemosmosis, ATP is synthesized. Now these 3 ATP molecules and 2 NADPH molecule will run or will initiate another process which will go on at this place called stroma, and that reaction is called the dark reaction or the light independent reaction. So I hope this process is clear, in which there was first of all there is an electron transfer chain. or electron transport chain. Electrons, they cycle through sunlight and they went from PS2 to PS1, and from PS1 to NADP reductase, in which NADPH is synthesized and it is given into the stroma. NADPH is synthesized here and it is given, I mean it goes out of the thylakoid and it is moved into the stroma, because in the stroma there will be another chemical reaction called light independent reaction or the dark reaction. So dark reaction, it do not require sunlight or it do not require energy from sunlight, but dark reaction requires the light dependent reactions product. So the product of the light dependent reaction, there are three products. The one is called ATP, another one is called NADPH, and third one is called this molecular oxygen. Now this molecular oxygen will be given off out of the plant and it will be used by other living organisms such as we people, such as other animals and other living organisms which require oxygen all the time. So this is how plant is synthesizing ATP and NADPH. So this is called the production of ATP and NADPH. So we are back again, because as I told you, this is a kind of topic which cannot be understood by 2 to 3 minutes or something like that, because it's a logical topic and it requires a lot of concentration of these things that are going through this process. So we have summarized this light dependent reaction, or simply called the light reaction, in which there are 4 things they must go through, or they must happen during the light dependent reaction. The very first thing is that the electron transport chain. As you saw, electrons, they were moving from PS2 to plastoquinone, then to cytochrome complex, then to plastocyanin, and then the electrons were given to PS1. As I told you in my previous video, that the new story will start when this PS1 will lose its electron. It will be given to another mobile electron carrying molecule, ferroxin, and then finally to NADP. So this is called first thing of this light dependent reaction, electron transport chain, in which you saw how electrons are transferred from one complex to another complex. The second thing is that the photolysis of the water. As you know, the lysis means the breaking of something, and here the word is called the photolysis of water, because due to light, this PS, it lost its electron, and we had to compensate the loss of electron by the oxidation of the water molecule. So you can say the water would not break. I repeat, water would not break if it wouldn't be the sunlight. So the water is breaking down to give oxygen and to give electrons. The basic purpose of breaking the water is to give electrons. So those electrons, they were given to the PS2 to compensate the electrons which it lost by the absorption of the sunlight. So that second thing is called photolysis of the water. I repeat, water is not directly affecting the light is not directly affecting the water molecules, means light is not breaking the water molecule. Due to light, water is breaking, because light excited the electrons, light caused a loss of electrons from this PS, and to compensate that loss, we or a plant break the water inside its photosystem tube, called water splitting complex. So the second thing, the loss of electrons from PS2, and to compensate that loss, a plant breaks the water from where it is coming. It is coming through the soil and through the xylem. The third thing, the synthesis of ATP, and that ATP will be called as photophosphorylation. The phosphorylation means the attachment of the phosphate to any kind of molecule. If you saw, ATP synthase means there are ATP molecules and inorganic phosphate ions are present over here. So when protons, when they move from this place, as you know, this is called thylakoid space. When proton they move from ATP synthase complex, they synthesize ATP. So this process is called phosphorylation. Why? Because inorganic phosphate is attached with ATP. This is not only called phosphorylation. You can attach inorganic phosphate with any kind of molecule. It will be called as phosphorylation. So here you can see phosphorylation is happening. And why this phosphorylation is happening? Because of the sunlight. Why? Because sunlight caused the loss of electrons, and those electrons, when they were moving from PS2 to PS1, they caused an attraction. They caused an attraction of the protons from this area to this luminal space. So this is why it is called the photophosphorylation. I repeat, here you can see the phosphorylation is happening, but it is happening due to the sunlight. If light wouldn't excite the electrons of these photosystem, and the electrons, if it wouldn't move from this place to this place, the protons wouldn't be accumulated in this thylakoid space. And if it wouldn't accumulated, it won't go into the next space called the stroma. So this is why it is called photophosphorylation. I repeat, this is called photophosphorylation because of this reason, that light excited electrons and light caused the movement of electrons from one place to another. And those electrons, when they were moving from one place to another, they attracted those protons from this stromal space into the thylakoid space. The fourth thing that must happen through this light dependent reaction is called the reduction of NADP plus into NADPH. As you saw, when PS1 it lost its 2 electron, and when those electrons they were given to NADP plus. So because of gaining the electrons, you gave 2 electrons and 2 protons. From where these 2 protons are coming? This is also coming from the stroma. So collectively 2 hydrogen atoms are given to NADP plus. From these 2 hydrogen atoms, NADP plus only used the 2 electrons and the 1 protons to make itself NADPH. And other proton which was not used by NADP plus, which can be right in this manner. And as I said, in this 1 proton, it will move here to make the accumulation of H plus ions in a better way. So this is called an overview of the photosynthesis, the light dependent reaction. These 4 things they must happen during the light dependent reaction. The first is called the electron transport chain. The second thing, the photolysis of water. Light is not breaking water directly, but due to light, water is breaking. The synthesis of ATP, and this synthesis is called photophosphorylation. Reduction of NADP into NADPH. So this is called the overview of light dependent reaction. We will meet you in the next video called the dark reaction. For that, till that, it is done with the light dependent reaction. Thank you very much.